Hi there, Jen Roque here at StampCampWithJen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Summerfield, Florida, and welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. If you're watching me live, welcome, say hello as you join. Please let me know what you've been up to, and if you're new to Facebook, or to my Facebook page, please like and follow me. If you're watching the replay from my YouTube channel, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you like this video, okay? And ring that bell so you never miss a video. Hi, Sue. Leslie's here, Kay's here. Welcome, welcome. We have lots of fun, inspiration today. Happy Monday, Kay. Thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate it. So this month, I think it was last week, we had my monthly team meeting and we had a card swap, and I asked the girls to create a card using either a technique that they really liked or a fun fold. So that's what the cards today are going to be all about. So it's going to be really fun. So I'm going to share, hi Sylvia, thanks for joining. I'm going to share the team swaps, and then I'm going to show you the card that I created. I used a technique, and then I'll show you how I created the card. It's really easy, really simple, and very pretty. Hi Roberta, hi Sue, thanks for joining me. How is everybody doing today? So it's in the 50s here in Florida, which, as you can see, is very cold for us Floridians. And my husband actually just took my son to basketball practice, and I was letting my dog out. My husband grabbed me like he was gonna throw me in the pool, and I screamed so high-pitched, I think all the dogs in the neighborhood probably heard it. I was terrified. It's so cold. I didn't want to be thrown in a freezing pool right before I had to come on here, so it was pretty funny. But all right, so let me go ahead and flip the camera around. We'll get to, things that are going on with Stampin' Up, and then we'll get to the card swaps, and you can see all the cool cards. So let me flip this over. What's everybody up to? How's your weekend been? Anybody do anything fun? We just had kind of a lazy weekend. It was really rainy and nasty here, so we just kind of hung out and didn't really do much of anything. My son had a basketball game Saturday, and we had we do family game night with my in-laws, and my mom was here, so that was fun. We played some Uno and some dice, and then, like I said, Sunday was just kind of a lazy day, and I got some crafting done, which is always good. All right, so first let's go over the Stampin' Up stuff real quick. So I just want to remind you guys, for February, this is my free gift option that you can choose from when you place a $50 order through me. You can choose from the tear and tape, the Adhesive-Backed Hexagons, or that beautiful evening Evergreen Windowpane checked ribbon. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Oh yes, Sue, it is a good day for homemade soup. I thought about that earlier. I think I'm going to make soup tomorrow because I think it's supposed to be like this again tomorrow. But yeah, so make sure your purchase is at least $50, and then if your order is under $150, use that host code to qualify. If your order is over $150, don't use the host code because you'll get Stampin' Rewards, plus you'll earn my free gift. And since Celebration is still going on through the end of the month, you'll get those free Celebration items as well. All right, so the All Together collection is out and available for order, so make sure you can order that, or make sure you order that if that's something you're interested in. All the details are at StampCampWithJen.com for that stuff. And then, this is new, I'm going to post the details for this later this week, but Stampin' Up! Has another exclusive suite coming out that's from the annual catalog called Waves of the Ocean. It's really pretty. It's got, this is a better page for you to see everything. It's got an ocean set with dies that you can cut out, and there's these beautiful blue foils and the paper that goes with it and the rhinestones. So these three things are only going to be available while supplies last, but this bundle is carrying over to the annual catalog, okay? So like I said, I'll post more details about that later this week on my website at StampCampWithJen.com, so you can see all about it. And then my next bingo event's coming up. So if you're in Florida on April 30th, if you're in the Bellevue, Florida area and you'd like to join me for Stampin' Bingo, we'd love to have you. It's $45 and you have to sign up by April 1st. We play games, make cards, and all the prizes are going to be new stuff from the upcoming annual catalog. All the prize patrol and the prizes for each game are going to be from the annual catalog, and you won't be able to order them yet because this is the Saturday before the annual catalog goes live. So that's what makes this one really special. So reach out to me if you're interested. If you have any questions or you want to sign up, you have until April 1st, okay? All right, so let's get to the card swaps here. Beautiful cards. So let's see, here's this one. There's the first one. Remember these ladybugs that were out a couple years ago? And then this Hello Friend is a stamp from a celebration item right now. And she just, I think, cut the paper, the DSP, and layered it over. It was very pretty. And then she even put ladybugs on the inside. This is from Gail Johnson on my team. She did a great job. I love those little ladybugs. They're so pretty. All right, and then we have, I forgot to take these out of the packaging before I sat down. Oops. All right, so Carol Dempsey on my team made this one. She used that beautiful windmill, and this paper is that Daffodil Afternoon paper that's free with a $50 purchase. And this paper goes with that stamp set that's a celebration item together. So this is a bookbinding explosion card. We made one. I posted it on the blog like a week or so ago. I made it with the tulips, and she cased this from my card, she said. So it was really pretty. I love her version. It's very cute. All right. And then Corey Trudell on my team made this card, and it's so pretty using that retired magnolia set with the paper. And the flap opens, and then the other flap opens. I just thought that was so cool. Everybody loved this card. It was so pretty. Oh, good job, Corey. And then, let's see, this one is from Joni, I believe. Yep, Joni made this. Another fun fold using these red flamingos and this red glitter paper in the back. This is so fun. And then she stamped all on the inside there. So cool. She did a great job. I love fun folds. I mean, I love techniques too, but fun folds are just, it's like a surprise every time. That's why I like it. All right, and then Pat Holcomb on my team made this card. So she got this, my friend Kim Ray, who is another demonstrator, Pat watched Kim's video, and Kim did a demonstration where you color this paper here and then you die cut it. And she actually had two, I wish I had the other card, but she had two cards because you take another white piece and you die cut, and then you just invert the flowers. So you have the striped piece with the white flowers, and then the other card has the white piece with the striped die cuts that she took out. So it's pretty neat. I like that. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for joining us. I'm just going through my team card swaps that we had this month. So those are my team swaps. Oh, and let me show this one. Gail missed the last team meeting where we did like a love and Valentine swap. This is like a 5x7 card. It's a big card, but so pretty. I just wanted to show that one too. Very cute. Okay. So those are the team swaps. And then the one I came up with, it uses a technique. It's called reverse masking, and all the demonstrators that I saw online, they use it with sponges, but I used with blending brushes. So I'm calling it reverse masking blending because I'm using blending brushes. But this is what I came up with for the card swap. So I'm going to show you how to create it. It's very easy, but you can see there's kind of some dimension with some Stampin' Dimensionals there. I just love the simplicity of it. I just think it's so pretty. So let me show you some tips and tricks for how to do this card, and I think you're really going to love it. It's going to be real quick and easy, which is always good, right? All right, so let's get our card base. So we have, I always use, when I have a white card base, we use that thick basic white, and I'm gonna cut it down to 4 1/4 by 11. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, I like to pre-score my cards. So I'm gonna line it up at that 5 1/2 inch mark and score it, okay? So that's the card base. All right. Just get that burnished with our bone folder here. All right. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an envelope, okay, just a regular envelope. I'm gonna lick it and seal it, okay? You want a sealed envelope just like that. And then we're gonna take this envelope, and on one of these short sides, it doesn't matter which one, we're just gonna trim just a little bit off the edge there to have an opening. I throw that piece away. Okay, so now you have like a little pocket in here. Oh, you love them all, Sue? I agree. They're so talented. I love when we have card swaps because I love seeing what everybody comes up with. They have such great ideas. Oh, let me get my plates real quick. All right, so I'm using my mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine to die cut. Now, I think I've showed you guys before, but the plates have the sandwiches on the plate, so we're gonna use thin dies. So we need this number 1 plate, a number 2. We're gonna put our envelope down. Oh, now I need to use my regular. I forgot the envelope's too big to go through the mini one, so hold on a second. Silly girl. That's all right. I'll just have to move my camera up a little bit so you guys can see this. But yeah, like I was saying, if you look at the base plates, they all have the little sandwiches on here. So we're going to use the dies. So we need this number 1, a number 2, which is this one, and then 2 number 3s, okay? So that's what we're using here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our embossing machine, and like I think I told you guys before, Stampin' Up! Did announce that they're close to finishing their new magnetic plate for the regular and the mini embossing machine. So as soon as they release that, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But they said it could be as early as the annual catalog, which would be great. Okay, so we're gonna take our envelope here. Let me move this up so you can see. Now, this is the circle. This is the largest circle from the Layering Circles dies here. That's what we're using, okay? And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it kind of in the middle almost, maybe a little bit towards the top here, but centered between the left and the right. This part, I have the opening of the envelope facing the embossing machine, okay? And then we're going to take that circle and I'm going to kind of line it up almost in the center, but a little bit more towards the top there, okay? And then since I don't have my magnetic plate, we'll just use some washi tape for now. No big deal, right? And we're going to run this through. And this is basically creating a template for our masking. You'll see here in a second. Okay. And when I was explaining it to my team, because I didn't have a video yet, I was just trying to explain what I did. They said, well, why'd you use an envelope? And I said, well, when we put the paper in, the envelope really, because there's that crease in the bottom, it really kind of holds your paper in place better than just kind of putting paper down. That it has that little bit of a suction where the crease is, and it helps your paper not really slide around, so it doesn't really have a lot of area to move around. All right, let's put that stuff to the side there. Now, I have a piece. I always have, oh, let's move this down so you can see a little better. I always have pieces of paper that are cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. I use these for card liners, but this is what we're going to use for our card front for today's card. So I'm just going to slide this in my little envelope here. And you can kind of hold it up to the light and see, because it's not going to go exactly from edge to edge, but you can kind of hold it up to the light and see about where it's centered, or you can kind of feel around, okay? But now you can see there's a hole right there, and I pushed it all the way down in the envelope. So it's all the way down here, and that crease will help hold our paper in place while we're blending, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab, I have Coastal Cabana and Fresh Freesia. And I'm gonna start with Fresh Freesia. And I'm gonna grab my blending brush. And you can start off the envelope if you're worried about having a big splotch, but these brushes are pretty good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend kind of at an angle, blend half of the circle with the Fresh Freesia. And you can pick up more ink as you feel necessary, and then just keep blending, blending, blending until it's as saturated as you want it to be. It can be as light or as dark as you wish. Okay. And I'm just gonna do, like I said, about half of the circle there, kind of at an angle. I wouldn't do too many colors if you try to kind of branch out and choose different colors. I would stick to 2, maybe 3, but I wouldn't do too much more than that because it could get kind of muddied and kind of lost. So I inked up my pad so it's very juicy, so that's why I'm kind of starting off on the envelope before going into the circle, because I don't want big sections where it looks like it's just an ink splotch, which normally you don't have the issue, but like I said, my pads are very, very juicy because I just re-inked them not too long ago. And you just want to kind of hold everything down with your hands too. That kind of helps make sure it doesn't really move around as well. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll see what it looks like here in just a second. Let me move all that to the side. Now we're going to open our envelope and pull that out, and now you have a perfect circle on there. Isn't that so cool? Ah, love it. So we just use that envelope, we cut out a circle, and we use that to make our little template here. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to take this piece and we're going to get our Tuxedo Black Memento ink. We're going to do a little stamping. So we are using the Daffodil Daydream set. This is from the January through June 2022 mini catalog. We're using this daffodil here and this little butterfly, and then I'm using Easter blessings as the saying. Thank you, Suze. Both Suze, you're so sweet. So I'm just going to ink up this daffodil here and the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Make sure it's nice and inked up, nice and good. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it so it's in the circle, but the stems and the leaves also come out of the circle just a little bit. So I'm going to do it a little bit at an angle here. Okay. And then I'm going to do 2 butterflies, and I'm going to do the butterflies. I'm going to do one so it's kind of facing the daffodil and one so it's facing away from the daffodil, and I'm going to keep them in the circle. Okay, I'm not going to go outside of the circle for these. You could, but that's just my personal preference. I kind of like how it looks in the circle. And then we're going to take the Easter blessings and just put it over here to the side in that white space at the bottom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? I used to love when my son would say that. It was so cute when he was a toddler. It's something he learned at daycare, and he used to say that all the time. It was so cute in their little toddler voices. All right, so if you remember, we used that big circle for the template. So now we're going to go one step down, the one that's a little bit smaller than the big one, right? So if we put them right inside each other, you can see it's a little bit smaller. We want to use that smaller circle now. And what we're going to do is we're going to line it up inside the circle and we're going to die cut. Okay? Are you with me? I'm sure you are. So we're going to bring out our machine again. Let me zoom out here a little bit. All right, and get my plates and my washi tape here. All right, here's all my plates. And here's my paper, and we're gonna line up that circle, and I'm gonna get some washi tape. Little pieces here. Oops. I'll line it up as best I can. I cannot wait for them to come out with that magnetic plate, because I still use my Big Shot a lot because it has that magnetic plate. I love it for die cutting, so I can't wait, and I really hope they fixed the issues that they had with the other magnetic plate and that this one's better. Fingers crossed, right? It can only get better. All right. I do like that you can fold this up and it doesn't take up as much space, so it's very nice. All right. So now we're gonna take this off. This is just such a cool technique. I love it. Let's see, I'm trying to be really careful because my washi tape is sticky and I don't want it to rip my paper. I did a little bit there. That's okay. Just a little bit. Oh, that's why I like the magnet. That's okay. All right, so now what we're gonna do, this is the really cool effect where this comes in. So we're gonna take dimensionals and pop this up, and then this piece is actually gonna get glued in. So this is gonna be flat against the card, and this is gonna be popped up on the card. It's gonna be really cool. So let's do that and put a bajillion dimensionals on this baby. But it's just such an easy technique. It's so pretty. Another demonstrator shared her version that she made, and she said that she watched a video from Dawn's Stampin' Thoughts. So I went online and looked around and I watched her video. She's got great videos, of course. A lot of people love them. And so I saw some other demonstrators when I was looking today for what the technique was called. To make sure I didn't botch it up for you guys. I saw some other demonstrators had some great videos as well. So it's a really cool technique. But like I said, a lot of the other demonstrators that did it before, they were all using sponges because we didn't have blending brushes back then when they were doing it. So now we have blending brushes, and I use the blending brushes. It's one of my favorite tools. I was so excited when Stampin' Up! Came out with them. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of dimensionals trying to kind of stay close to that circle so that circle really pops up. And we're going to take the backings off here. It is kind of a reverse eclipse. You're right, Sue. That could be another name for it. You're right. I didn't think about that. I love eclipse cards too. Those are my favorite. I think they're really neat how it's like an illusion. Like, remember those what was it, those posters in the 90s, the 3D posters where you would go cross-eyed trying to find the image inside the poster? It's kind of like that, I guess. It's an illusion. All right, so we're just going to center this on the front, and then we're going to take some liquid glue here, and we're just going to put some liquid glue on the back of that die cut circle that we took out. And try not to make a mess. My fingers are always full of glue, it seems like. All right, so it kind of helps having that stamp. Now we can use the ink from our daffodil. I think I said daisy earlier, daffodil. And you can line up those little lines from the stem to make sure that everything's lined up correctly on the circle there. And then having that liquid glue gives you a few extra seconds to kind of move things around if they're not exactly where they need to be. And we'll just rub that glue around And voila, there we have it. What do you guys think? Kind of a cool technique, right? Very easy, very quick. You could make a bunch of these, like zip them along, have them all lined up on your desk, and you could have a ton of them. As you can see, I've made a bunch already. And I sent some out too, so I have a ton of these cards. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have really enjoyed this demonstration today and that you like this technique. As I said, if you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment and leave me a thumbs up on my YouTube channel and let me know that you like this video. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing, you know, if you like it or don't like it, that's fine. And the envelope idea, yes, Sue. I actually came up with that when I was working on a card like a couple months ago, and it just kind of stuck. So I really like that little technique. So all right, guys. Well, until next time, like I said, if you need any supplies, please order them through me, Jennifer Roque. And don't forget, Celebration's still going on. You can get your free Celebration items and you can get your monthly free gift. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, and have a great week. And until next time, be safe and happy stamping. Bye-bye.